Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Thursday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic and Japan have signed a US $70 million cooperation agreement aimed at improving the food value chain and strengthening the national agricultural sector. The initiative will provide accessible financing to small and medium-sized businesses and agricultural cooperatives through the Agricultural Bank, ensuring long-term sustainability. The agreement, part of the Improving Agricultural Financing to Strengthen the Food Value Chain project, was formalized by Dominican Foreign Minister Roberto Alvarez and Japanese Ambassador Hayakawa Osamu, with support from the Japan International Cooperation Agency (DACIA). The agreement will enhance food security, agricultural production, and rural economic development. Beyond financial access, the project aims to optimize the value chain, benefiting local economies and rural communities while addressing economic, social, and environmental challenges. This partnership reinforces Japan's commitment to supporting the Dominican Republic's agricultural growth and sustainable development. While in Jamaica, former Jamaica Prime Minister Bruce Golding Wednesday warned that Haiti is perilously close to being a failed state. He is urging the international community and other stakeholders to play a much more meaningful role in ensuring a sound socio-economic and security for the French-speaking Caribbean community CARICOM country. Golding, who is one of the three CARICOM Eminent Persons Group, EPG, seeking to facilitate inclusive dialogue among Haitian stakeholders, also cast doubt on Haiti in holding elections later this year. Speaking during a World Bank-sponsored webinar on Haiti, Golding said since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July 2021, quote, gangs have expanded their control over vast sections of Port-au-Prince, the seat of government, making it virtually impossible to have an election of a new president within the constitutionally mandated period of 120 days. He added that the security situation has continued to deteriorate, and under the interim administration of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, and the delay in the restoration of constitutional authority has drained the legitimacy of his administration, and its inability to provide basic public services have sapped public confidence of government and its institutions, unquote. Golding, who along with former Prime Ministers Dr. Kenny Anthony of St. Lucia and Perry Christie of the Bahamas, formed the EPG, said the collapse of the Henry government last year led with CARICOM's input to the establishment of the rotating 9-member Haitian Transitional Presidential Council (TPC. The former Jamaica Prime Minister also added that none of the plans the TPC has in terms of constitutional reform, the holding of elections in November of this year, can proceed unless there is a restoration of security. Finally, Germany says it will not give in and that Europe must respond firmly as U.S. President Donald Trump targets imported cars and car parts with a 25% tax in his latest tariffs. Other major world economies have vowed to retaliate, with France branding the move a very bad news, Canada calling it a direct attack, and China accusing Washington of violating international trade rules. Early on Thursday, shares in Frankfurt for Porsche, Mercedes, and BMW fell sharply, alongside French firms Stellantis, the maker of Jeep, Peugeot, and Fiat. Trump has threatened to impose quote-unquote far larger tariffs if Europe works with Canada to do what he describes as economic harm to the U.S. The fresh car tariffs will come into effect on the 2nd of April, with charges on businesses importing vehicles starting the next day. Taxes on parts are set to start in May or later. Trump has long maintained the tariffs are part of a drive to help U.S. manufacturing and says if cars are made in America, there will be absolutely no tariff. While the measures can protect domestic businesses, they also raise costs for businesses reliant on parts from abroad. The U.S. imported about 8 million cars last year, accounting for about $240 billion, 186 billion pounds in trade and roughly half of overall sales. Mexico is the top supplier of cars to the US, followed by South Korea, Japan, and Germany. Thank you for watching. Do have a great rest of the week. Until next time.